So, Russell Wilson had 2 turnovers against the Washington Commanders, and if we're being honest, he probably should have had 3. And in this video, I want to go over how many of those turnovers were indeed Russell Wilson's fault, and could you potentially blame Russell Wilson for us losing this game? So, we're going to start off with the first turnover here. This one was a fumble, so it's going to be play action here for the Denver Broncos, and pretty clearly, Russ wants to dump this underneath here to Samaje Perine in the flat. But when we take the snap here, you'll see at this point after the play fake that the flat is pretty well covered by number 57 Cody Barton at this point. So Russ knows that he cannot go here, and by the time that he realizes this, the protection starts to break down. He tries to keep his eyes downfield, but we obviously don't have the all-22. We can't really see what's going on downfield. This is why I absolutely hate the TV broadcast angle for football. I would pay good money to get live all-22 aside from the Amazon all-22. I'd pay good money to get it from every network, but at this point, Russ, whatever he's got downfield, if it's open or not, he does not like it. So he pulls down to scramble, and I respect that. You see right there, Perine serving as a blocker there, or tries to serve as a blocker on 57. So at this point, he's going to be 1-on-2 here with a D lineman, which you can basically take out of the play. I mean, Jonathan Allen's not fast enough to close in. So essentially, he's 1-on-1 here with Jamin Davis, the linebacker. And a speedy quarterback that's 1-on-1 on a linebacker, that's generally a pretty good situation. So I don't hate Russell Wilson's decision here to scramble. You can see here that Davis does start to close in on Russ at this point, and he's already kind of committed to running this. Sure, some could say Russ could throw it away right here, but he's kind of already committed to scrambling at this point. He lowers his shoulder into Davis, who's closing in order to potentially get some extra yards here, and you'll see that Davis grabs his face mask right in front of the official. Now, granted, he did grab it with his right hand, and so it may be slightly out of view for the official right here, but come on, man. That's pretty clearly a face mask. And that causes Russ to lose the ball. Now, was that Russ's fault that he lost the ball? Turns into a sack for a fumble, recovery by Washington. You'll see here Davis pretty clearly grabs the top of his face mask. Doesn't matter that it's the top. That's still part of his face mask. That's still a penalty. And it drags Russell down, and he kind of loses focus for a second. It's a great job by Davis putting his hand down and swatting on the ball right there, but I'd like to ask you if you'd be able to hold on to the ball right there while trying to get back in after getting your face mask grabbed. Come on, man. I can't get too mad at Russell Wilson. Sure, some could be like, you got to hold on to the ball better like that, but I'd like you to try to hold on to the ball while you're getting your face mask grabbed like that. And again, that's just a great job while Russ briefly has focus off of the ball by Davis to swat it out. I mean, that's just a really great job right there. Ball clearly starts to move before Russell Wilson was down, so that's not down by contact, a clear fumble, but that should have been a face mask, and that should not have counted. So I don't think this is really Russell Wilson's fault. Trying to get himself together after getting his face mask grabbed, he briefly lost his focus and ended up losing the ball. So this one, some could put it on Russell Wilson. I'm not going to, but I could totally understand if you were to put this on Russell Wilson, but I'm not going to. And again, this is just a bad miss from the officials, and sadly, not even the worst miss of the day by the officials. And I'm not somebody who likes to complain about the refs, but when it's clear and obvious like this, you have to call it out. You just do. And unfortunately for the Broncos, on that turnover, the Commanders ended up going downfield and scoring following that. That whole sequence was really the play that set off the motion of events that caused Denver to lose this game. So it was a bad break for Denver not getting that face mask call, and definitely I can see some who could say Russell Wilson needs to have better ball security in that situation. So just a rough play for Denver all the way around. So this next one here is going to be back-to-back throws for Russell Wilson that were just near disaster, and then one of them did end in disaster. This one here, Russ better thank his lucky stars that this didn't go down as an interception. He's got Jerry Jeudy right here running a corner route out of the slot. Looks like smash for the Denver Broncos right here, the concept. And There's no excuse. Russell Wilson's going to sail this ball. Again, absolutely hate this angle. We can't see what's going on downfield until the ball's already gone. But at this point, you can see Jerry Jeudy right here. He's streaking open on a corner route, pretty wide open. There's a safety back here who's got pretty off coverage, and then the corner, he's not going to catch in. So if this is an on-time ball from Russell Wilson, this is a deep completion for the Denver Broncos. Instead, Jeudy tries to adjust to it. That makes it look like he's not really running a corner, but before he adjusts, it's pretty clear he's running a corner. And Russ just airmails this, and it goes right through the hands of the safety, Derek Forrest. That's lucky for Russell Wilson that this wasn't an interception. Really should have been. It's a terrible throw. I mean, that is about as bad as it gets right there from Russell Wilson. I want Russell Wilson to be able to succeed in this offense, but if he makes plays like this, then he's not going to succeed. This should have been an interception for Russell Wilson. But then on the very next throw here, Washington is going to make up for this play. So on this one here, it's going to be 3rd down and 10. Obviously, Washington had just tied the game on the previous drive after Denver was up 21-3. They completely choked away their lead. They're trying to make something happen here on this play. Looks like they want Courtland Sutton on this little 12-yard out route here, just shy of the line to gain. It's against off coverage, so things are looking pretty good right here for this situation. Unfortunately, I don't know if this is a miscommunication or what. Courtland Sutton's going to run a go route. Now, I believe this was also called out on the CBS broadcast here. You'll see once Russell Wilson takes the snap, his eyes are looking left the whole way, and he is pretty much fixated on throwing the out route. And when you're throwing an out-breaking route, you're generally taught as a quarterback to throw the ball just before the receiver comes out of his break for the throw to be on time. So I don't think Russ can see that Courtland's running the wrong route here. Plus, it's a little muddied up by the pressure that Garrett Bowles is starting to allow on Chase Young. Young nearly bats the ball down, and you can see Russ throws it to the spot where he's pretty certain Courtland Sutton's going to be, but Courtland's all the way over here. Like, what the hell, bro? I don't know who was wrong here, Courtland Sutton or Russell Wilson, but it's very clear that somebody was wrong. So this is one that you could almost put as like an incomplete grade because we don't know who actually was wrong here, but I'm going to lean towards Russell Wilson being right. I think that he knew that he wanted to hit this out route versus off coverage. That's the same throw that I would want to make. So I personally feel like Courtland Sutton ran the wrong route here, but he very well could have ran the right route and Russell Wilson threw the wrong one. I mean, we don't know. We weren't in the huddle, so we don't know for sure. But this turnover was absolutely backbreaking for the Broncos. The ball did come out at the end, but they ruled it as a interception, a fumble, and then once he touches it when he's out of bounds right there, that becomes Washington's ball. So that's what the ruling on the field was. And again, man, you could almost argue that this interception that wasn't Russell Wilson's fault probably kind of cancels out the one where he should have thrown a pick on the previous throw. So you can kind of look at it like that. The fumble was just a rough break. So yeah, maybe one of those turnovers was on Russell Wilson. I mean, we don't know for sure. But at the end of the day, those plays did happen. They were turnovers, and they were key turning points in this game. So I'll let you do with this information what you will. All right, Broncos country, be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. I would really appreciate it, guys. Those are two free and easy ways to show your support. Helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out and helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country just like you and me. And until next time, guys, this has been another episode of Denver Broncos Syndicate. I'm your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.